What is up, guys? About 8 months ago we did the unboxing, assembly and review of the MetaMove ZU10, which was an excellent scooter with great speeds. Today we are looking at something similar in terms of the quality, the build quality, but this one now it has been rebranded to Zondoo ZU10 Pro. Now this is the same company as the one that I already mentioned, and it has amazing specs. So one of the things that we get is a fingerprint scanner for locking and unlocking, so you no longer need a key. It does have a 1200 watt motor with a peak power of 1600 watts. It does have a long-lasting battery, which is a 48 volt 18 amp hours, so it's going to give you about 50 miles approximately. They have the non-pro, which has a 13 amp hour battery, and that one gives you about 40 miles, so this one will give you more range and speed as well. The non-pro can go up to 31 miles an hour. This one can do up to 32 miles an hour with an incline capacity of 35 degrees, and it can hold up to 310 pounds. So yes, this one is fully equipped. It does have damping adjustable suspension. You get an application to control the settings as well. It does come with cruise control. It has rear lights, front lights, and even turn signals with a horn, guys. So without further ado, let's continue with the assembly and learn more as we go.
Much later.
The Zondoo ZU10 is super easy to assemble. As a matter of fact, I would say it comes about 98% assembled. All you have to do is just get the steering column up like so, and then it has a one-step folding system like so. To undo this, all you have to do is lift this little pin and then pull on the handle, and that's how you unfold it. Very easy to do, guys. Again, a one-step system. Zondoo decided to include this tool, which is inside of your hardware kit with the 4 screws that I mentioned before. And basically all we have to do is insert the steering or the handlebar into this pipe, which is super easy to do. Just make sure that you hide this excess wire. Make sure that you double check all the connections before doing final assembly. And now you simply push it in just like this, and voila, check this out, guys. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit towards the left. There we go. And now all we have to worry about is just 2 screws on the back and 2 screws on the front. Depending on the tire inflator that you use, in my case I have the J.CO branded one, well, it comes in a way that you don't have to use the adapter, which is great because these adapters can be a little headache sometimes. So mine happens to plug right in, and the pressure has to be at 40 psi, and I believe we are just about there. With the front one, it seems to be a little bit easier to inflate because we don't have much stuff here. So this one is set at 42 psi. We're just going to deflate this a little bit. It seems like it comes already with air, of course. So we just went down a little bit to about 38 psi. Let's try this again. And we are at 32 now. There we go, 37.8, that's perfect. The front light, although it looks really cool, it can only be adjusted so much. In my case, I noticed that I needed to go to the highest setting. That seems pretty good right there.
24 hours later.
On the front here, as I mentioned before, we have a 10-inch wheel. This is a non-motor wheel, so we have a single motor on the back side, and then we have the forks. You can adjust the preload on these, and that's pretty much all you can do. We have the 2 lights here on the front. They also serve as turn signals as well, which is a very cool feature. You have your little horn right here, and it is encased inside of this metal bracket so that debris doesn't hit it and gets damaged. The wires are along the side here of the scooter, and then they go inside of the steering bar, as I call it. And yeah, that's it here for the front side. On the rear, we have some cool animated lights. So this will come on every time you turn on your headlights, but this one here will always stay on even if you don't have your headlights on, so it creates a lot of attention. Then on the back here we have the spring suspension, which is not adjustable. Once again, the hub motor, this is the 1200 watt motor that I mentioned earlier. We have the brakes. These are wire brakes. These are not hydraulics, but they do the job quite well. And also it has electronic braking as well, guys. So this deck is super long. I will have to guess this is at least 22 to 25 inches approximately in total length, and the width is about 8-9 inches approximately. So it is a very solid scooter all the way around. The batteries I mentioned before, it is a 48 volts, and I believe this is the 18 amp hour battery because I got the Pro model. The Zondoo ZU10 comes with pretty basic buttons. So on the left side we get the switch for the headlights, then we get the turn signal switch, the horn, the power button, and your thumb throttle along with your brakes or the brake levers. So to get it started, all you have to do is press and hold here the power key, and then you are prompted to enter your fingerprint if you have it already set up. So in my case, I already have it set up, guys, and this thing is pretty simplistic. So to change the speeds, all you do is press here the power key. You have race mode. This is the one that will take you up to 32 miles an hour. Then you have park. This will lock your scooter. Then you get eco mode. Then you have sport, that's more like drive mode, and then again you get race mode. So it comes by default in miles per hour, and I already have 1 mile in it. I did take the opportunity to charge it, guys. Now something that it is quite rare from this scooter that you don't see on any other scooter, at least myself, I haven't seen it yet, is that it has a fingerprint scanner. So if you haven't noticed, you don't have any keys here. The key is basically your finger. Isn't that amazing? So to set it up, you have the app, in which looks like this. So this app is quite simplistic. It gives you information here such as the Bluetooth connectivity. So right now here on the display you can see the Bluetooth icon came blue. That's because I had the app open, and as soon as I turned it on, it pairs almost instantly. So for the fingerprint, you simply go in here, and then you can just flick the switch, and then you go into entry, and then from entry, there we go, just make sure that it beeps every time you enter your fingerprint, and then it'll say fingerprint entry is successful. Now you turn it on, and now you can unlock your scooter with my index, and I have my 2 thumbs activated as well. You can do up to 3 fingers on here. Again, a very nice feature, guys, and that's pretty much it. So as you can tell, there's not a lot going on with this display. It's very simplistic. So now I think that we are ready to move on to the next step here, guys.
Much later.
Alrighty, guys, so we made it here to the famous Dyer's Park in West Palm Beach, Florida. And as you guys know, I like this park because it provides everything I need to test a scooter, including hills, which is a very important part of all of this. It is a windy day today here in Florida, but beautiful weather. It's nice and sunny. It's been very hot and very humid, but today I think we are starting to get hit with a cold front. So people are taking this opportunity to go out and do their thing, including myself. It is one of the best scooters for the price, hands down. And let me tell you guys, I've never been so excited about a scooter like this one here, especially with the price. Once we are done with this review, you will see that this is a great value for the money. So as always, guys, the first thing that we will do here is a speed test. So we have park. Park is obvious. You don't move with park. The next one we have is economy. I believe this one takes you between 7-9 miles per hour. The GPS here says that we are doing 8 miles per hour, and the scooter says 9. So that's just to give you an idea. The next speed here we have is sports. So let's see how fast sports takes us. And right now we are doing, it says here on the scooter 12 miles an hour, but the GPS says 10 miles an hour. Okay, so there we go, 2 miles off approximately. And now we have race mode. Now here's where everything unleashes and it goes super fast. So right now I'm not giving it all the speed right now, but GPS says 22 and the scooter says 24. Now for the P settings, you have to press, after being turned on, you have to press the power key 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from here, with the brake lever, you press it, and that's P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. So right now here, guys, we are on race mode, and we are about to test the maximum speed based on this display. So right now we're doing 20, 21, 24, 25, all right, 27 already. We have a car here on the way, 27. Keep in mind that speeds do fluctuate depending on your weight. So I'm doing a solid 28 miles an hour, all right? And I think that's the maximum speed we were able to do, is about 28 miles an hour out of the claimed 32. Now that we know what the maximum speed is here on the Zondoo, now we're gonna do a hill test. This is at maximum capacity, which is race mode. And this is like a 15-degree incline right now. And believe me guys, it's doing it like nothing. Now the speed is compromised right now. So yes, the motors do feel the incline, but I'm 216 pounds specifically, and we are traveling at 20 miles an hour. So this is the steepest side of this hill, and we did it at 17 miles an hour. So yes, it is capable of doing inclines, but the speed does get compromised, which means that the motors are struggling a little bit, guys. Something super awesome with the Zondoo ZU10 are the brakes, guys. These are by far the best mechanical brakes that I've ever come across with. All right, these are not hydraulics, but the stopping power, it's incredible, and I will advise for you guys to be careful with them. Okay, because the stopping power on this thing, it will lock the rear wheel like nothing. As a matter of fact, we're about to do a stopping test right about here, and you guys heard that if I press them too hard, the rear wheel does lock up. So it takes average about 12-15 feet to come to a complete stop, going about 20 miles an hour. The brakes do squeal sometimes, and I guess that's typical with these cheaper pads. So this is a hill test, but doing it off-road here, of course. Well, not a good idea, guys, not a good idea. I hit some soft sand. Let's see if I'm able to get enough power. And no, guys, off-road, this thing is not able to do inclines. That was a catastrophic failure where I almost crashed, mainly because we don't have a dual motor system. Just keep in mind that dual motors are very important when doing off-road. This scooter has great qualities, as we have mentioned already. The tires are all-terrain, so that means you can use them on hard surfaces like the one that we are on right now. You can also do off-road, but now something that I didn't like in terms of the equipment that comes with this scooter is the horn. It's basically unusable. I mean, I'm pressing it, you can hardly hear that, guys. The horn is not great at all. The switches, they feel a little on the cheap side here for like the headlight, and also the turn signals. They don't feel like they are in the, you know, that they are the best quality available right now in the market. But they work. You know, this is your turn signal left. You can see that it beeps to remind you that you have the turn signal on, and then these are the turn signal right. Same thing. And besides this, guys, it feels very nice and solid. You don't hear anything rattling on this scooter, which is great. Everything is well put together. This is off-road, like I said before, with a little bit of incline. I would say this is like a 10-degree incline, not too aggressive, and it is hard gravel. Now, as you guys can hear, the suspension is more on the firmer side, and for this, I can feel it more on the handlebars, that it vibrates way more than if it had like a swing arm suspension. So we know we have these fork style suspension, which is on the front, and the only thing that we can adjust is just the rebound, and it comes quite firm right out of the box. As per the battery, well, I really can't say much about it because I've only added about 13 miles now to this scooter. So when I got here to the park, I had about 9 miles on the odometer. As I told you guys before, I've used it now for like that amount of distance, and I did that on my own time. Now, I can tell the battery is not going to be the best, especially if you guys have it on what they call the race mode. It's not going to do that great. I know they are claiming about 50 miles in distance, but so far I've only done about 5 miles and or 4 miles, and I am already missing 2 bars out of the 6 bars in the battery. So assuming each one is about 15%, I already lost 30%, so we have about 70% on here, and all we have done is about 4 or 5 miles. Now, if we multiply that, right, and do a little bit of math, that should be about 22 miles in total distance if we do it on race mode, okay? And that is expected. When they say 50 miles battery range, it means that the rider has to be 120 pounds or less, and you have to be on eco mode and on flat surface, guys. They put the scooter in the lightest conditions for them to get those results. So here we're doing hill tests, we're doing hardcore riding, you know, maximum throttle. It's obvious to say that it's going to affect the battery percentage quite dramatically. So yes, in terms of battery, if you do race mode, you're gonna get between 22 miles. If you do what they call a sports mode, which is more like drive mode, then we should do a little more, maybe 35 miles. But it is really difficult to do the whole 50 miles. Now, to mention some of the cons that I've noticed so far about this scooter is that, well, we already heard the brakes do squeal a little bit, and these brake pads are practically brand new. That's the first con. The second con is that the handlebar is a little bit on the low side and you cannot adjust it. Okay, that's another negative I found about it. And the third negative is that a scooter that goes this fast should have wider handlebars. These are not wide at all, guys. If I had to guess, these are about 20 inches wide. And a scooter that goes this fast should have at least a 26-inch wide handlebar. And guess what? You cannot upgrade it because the way they designed this is like a proprietary type of design, and you can't change it. So it is what it is right now, and if you don't like it, well, too bad. All right, guys, so according to the app here, we have about 66%. So I was quite close when I told you guys about the bars here, claiming what battery percentage we had. So each bar is around 15%, just about. And so we have about 65 now. And what we will do this time is turn on the cruise control so that way we can test it out. Let's see here, we're doing 25. There we go. So exactly at about 3 seconds approximately, if you keep the speed, we have activated cruise control. And if you guys look at my hand right here, I'm not hitting that throttle at all. So we did activate it. That's quite cool. The lighting on this scooter is quite fantastic. On the rear, we have this continuous blinking light. Even if you have your headlights turned off, which creates a lot of attention. Well, guys, we have successfully here completed the unboxing, the setup, and the review of the Zondoo ZU10. Excellent scooter that money can buy. Very good quality all the way around, very nice lighting all the way around as well. You get sufficient speed. Even if you max out at 28 miles an hour, that's still more than sufficient. It actually goes above the legal limit, at least here in Florida. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have a legal limit of how fast a scooter can go, but just be careful, guys. You know, if you're exceeding more than 20 miles an hour, you will create a tension, and that's exactly what this does. As per the brakes, they are excellent. Even though they're not hydraulic brakes, they have great qualities all the way around, but the only downside is that they squeal a little bit. Maybe you can spray some brake cleaner on there and it'll probably help. We call this the steering bar is not adjustable, and the handlebar itself are not that wide. So besides these complaints, guys, this is an excellent scooter for the money. We're talking about $800, and it goes up to 28 miles an hour. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, comment and share, and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this. See you later.